dashboard mount that you can mount your camera on to the pop-it thing, you know, so you don't have to use magnets and things, because I'm not convinced that doesn't hurt the phone, but I'm worried it's going to bounce too much, but we'll see, and then I won't post it if it bounces too much. But I'm on my way to the nail salon to do nails and maybe the last pedicure of the season, and really until I get the hang of it, I'm really just gonna go back to vlogging in the car, because that was always the best way for me to really, oh, that's a kitten, sweet kitten. No, we don't need any more kittens. It was running across the street, it wasn't hurt. So anyways, so I was like, okay, well, let's do it like this and let's give it a talk. Today, what I had on my mind was, yesterday I was getting Halloween decorations out that I have, that I've kind of taken with me for, you know, a while now. And I had a lot of things in there, like party plates and things and strobe lights. And I used to have a blowout Halloween party every year when my ex-husband was still in the military. And it was, you know, not to sound boastful, but it was the talk of the post. Like, everybody wanted to go to it just because it was so fantastically stocked with alcohol and food and fun and dancing. And so anyway, so I started thinking last night, I was like, well, maybe we'll have a Halloween party. Maybe I'll see what everybody's plans are, you know, that Saturday before Halloween, sorry, that was me, and see, you know, if maybe we can have a Halloween party. They can drink if they want, but then of course we don't have to. But then I started thinking about it, and I was like, are those days gone? Do I want to have one with a bunch of alcohol? And the interesting thing is, it doesn't even have anything to do with whether or not I'm tempted or not. That is neither here nor there. Although they say you go to a hot dog stand enough, you're going to buy a hot dog, and that I do believe. But meaning, you know, you tempted enough, then. And I thought about it, and did I want to get it all set up and do all of this? And then I just kind of like, no, those days are done. So I messaged my my stepdaughter, who's in the area, and said, you want some free Halloween decorations? Not all of them, but, you know, the real party ones. And she said, absolutely, of course. So I guess my topic today is making sure you're in fit spiritual condition and not tempting to trigger that craving for alcohol. So yeah, absolutely. I haven't had that Halloween party since I got sober. I haven't had it. So it wouldn't be about being tempted to drink. It's, do I really want a whole bunch of intoxicated people stumbling around my house? And it wouldn't be, because I don't want to drive y'all crazy. But the holidays are coming. A lot of people, especially, let's be real, heavy drinkers and alcoholics, get excited about the holidays because it's get your drink on, right? That was the excuse I used to drink eggnog and brandy at 9 o'clock in the morning when I wasn't working, when I was still drinking. And your enablers in your life kind of give you a pass for that, because hey, it's the Christmas season. So what I did the first year that I was sober on Christmas is I went to an alkathon, and what that is they have an AA meeting every hour from like 6 o'clock Christmas Eve till midnight December the 26th. And you can go sit there all day, or you can pop in as needed, and they provide food and things like that. I'm a big fan of that, especially when you first get sober. And for those of us who've got a few years under our belt, it's vital that we give back, call that service, and we go and host a couple of the meetings, one or two, while they make their, while it happens for 24 plus hours. But then here it's not as popular as it was in Texas. I don't even think they're having one. So, but if they were, that would be a way to give back. I have discovered, and Sean, my husband, has spoken on this before too, when you reach a certain point in your sobriety, or for him it's not drinking, he does not identify, nor is he, in my opinion, not that that matters, an alcoholic, but he chooses not to drink, and he's fine with that. And he says that, kind of like my philosophy, well, not my philosophy, but my take on it, once you get used to being single and you learn how to walk through these different things in life without taking a drink, you gain a little bit more experience and a little bit more tools to combat those issues when they arise. And I can honestly say I have not been tempted to take a drink in a very long time. Tempted meaning where, you know, I was really contemplating it. There's always a thought, but then you pray the thought away. That happens all the time. But a craving per se, and according to the big book, a craving is not just like when you're like, oh, I'm craving a brownie. A craving is something that kicks off once you take the drink. So once you take the drink, if you are an alcoholic, it kicks off into gear a craving that leads to the binge drinking and just bad decisions all the way around. So the holidays absolutely can be a challenging time, but you can get through them, especially in those early days of sobriety. If you're thinking you're gonna get sober on the 1st of January, that's your resolution, I highly encourage you to do it before. Smoking is one thing. They tell you a date to quit smoking. Drinking is a whole other can of worms, especially with alcoholics like me, us, whoever's watching. You have to, I have a new nail color, new shirt on. I kind of had to gather my thoughts, and now I'm ready to finish it because I got sidetracked at the end of the last one. So, sober dates. A lot of people will say that they're going to quit drinking at the first of the year. Much like smoking, I think smoking encourages like a stop date, like some programs of ways to quit, like with pharmaceuticals or what have you. With drinking, let me tell you the problem with having a stop date that's in the future. Even with the best of intentions, depending on how far down you've gone, what your rock bottom looks like, you may not have until the first of the year. You need to act, because tomorrow isn't guaranteed with anyone. But with alcoholics, it progressively gets worse, and it's kind of like rolling the dice every time you do it if you truly, truly have a drinking problem and you're an alcoholic like me. So that would be my only, whatever it takes is what it takes. If the only thing that you can commit to is saying the first of the year you're going to quit, then that's better than nothing. But I strongly, strongly encourage you to take that leap. And for me, that leap looked like going to Alcoholics Anonymous. I had tried to quit many, many times on my own. My dad had quit drinking without a program. I think I've said that before on other videos previously, but he's also was a psychotherapist for very many years, and I think that helped provide almost like a service, you know what I mean? Like it was service work in a way. So I always thought that if it got bad, I would just quit altogether, be done with it. And I just couldn't. So my story will come out like in pieces. Some of it's already out. So I feel like, forgive me, I have digressed. But Halloween parties, holiday parties, the big book tells us we can go anywhere we want if we are in fit spiritual condition and we have a legitimate reason for being there. So if you are invited to your cousin's wedding and it's an event that there's going to be a lot of drinking, go or don't go, but have an exit plan. The problem with those early days and events that have a lot of alcohol being served, sometimes even before you think about it, you've already taken a drink and it's put those wheels into motion. And you know those wheels, for those of you who've tried to stop drinking and you end up picking up just to have just one, just today, just one. And then, it becomes a year later and you're thinking, what happened? So that's what I was thinking about the Halloween party. I was like, no, I probably won't do that. I'll decorate my house and have a good time and do it up, festive, but probably no Halloween party. And I also, as I got sober, I became more conscientious of the fact that when people come to your house and you provide a large amount of alcohol, or even if they bring it, and then they get in and they drive, they say they're okay to drive and they drive. I don't know what the legal culpability is for letting someone leave your party intoxicated, but I do know that as far as my conscience goes, it's in a different place than it was when I used to, be active in my drinking. I didn't give a shit as long as I didn't get a DUI, as long as, I wasn't held accountable. Go ahead. So that's the difference now, in the way I was then and the way I was now. And then after Halloween, we've got the holidays coming up, and I think that this is a good time to really reach out to people that might have some really good feedback. If you're just starting your journey through sobriety, if you've got tons of sobriety under your belt, we can all help each other. So that's where we're at with that. I know it was kind of all over the place, and this vlog was in 3 different parts, but I've got to get started somewhere. Days are turning into days. I can come up with a million excuses, but that's kind of the way that is. I will talk to you guys next time. Have a fantastic day. Have a fantastic week. And I'll talk to you again real soon. Bye.